Good morning, everyone, and welcome today to our webinar on Social Security claiming. Very pleased to have with us the coach, Dave Pemper, president of Lazarus Coaching. Will be joining us momentarily, and we'll get deep into Social Security claiming and the opportunities associated with Social Security claiming to help you grow your business. So as we get rolling here, let me do this real quick. Looks like I need to go. Let everyone see the screen. So again, thank you for joining us today. My name is Steve Murray, president here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I get the joy of co-hosting every Tuesday and sometimes on Fridays some sales and marketing focused webinars with Dave Pemper. Today we're going to talk about Social Security claiming and the opportunities around that. I think you'll be pleased with the information that we make available to you, not only on Social Security claiming, because Dave's going to go through like the top 4 or 5 issues that you're going to run into with clients with Social Security claiming and give you the right answers to those questions, make available to you the opportunity to get more in-depth knowledge around Social Security claiming, and then also give you the opportunity to of a couple of ways that you can take that knowledge and get it out there to further help your clients and also grow your business and prospects. So should be a good webinar today. I'm going to run through a couple of things as we get started here. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that we do here at IAMS to help you grow your business. Make sure you're aware of those as well. I go through these regularly, and I know that today we have probably 16, 18 folks with us that are relatively new or maybe haven't decided to join IAMS. So I want to make sure that you're aware of the new producer bonus program that we have. And this is available to anybody that's with IAMS in your first 180 days. If you do the various levels of business, you can claim at any level the opportunities that you see before you. So that might be something as simple as a trip for you and your guest to a Ritz-Carlton, or we might be taking advantage of this to help you grow seminars and Social Security claiming, or even to get on the radio where you can obviously use Social Security claiming. So a lot of different things you can do. Bottom line there is that if you're already doing something and you want us to donate towards that, we will do that as well. That's simply a call to your sales director. Also, many of you are already taking advantage of this, and I know that because I see some names of people that are about to receive their referred producer bonus checks. We send those out quarterly. Quarter ended, and we sent checks out here in the last week or so. So many of you have just received or will receive your RPM checks. We appreciate your referrals. It's a way that we've grown our business over the years since 1986, 87. Referrals has been the main method that we have grown our business here at IAMS, much like what you have done with your business, I would guess, in many cases as well. Many of you also take advantage regularly of marketing reimbursement. That's a simple program. When you do business with IAMS, money goes in your marketing reimbursement account. Anything that you do to grow your business, you send us receipts and we match your dollar for dollar on your spending. So it's basically effectively doubling your marketing budget when you do your business with IAMS. We love to do that. I wanted to put up a quick poll here. Before I do, if you'll take a quick look at the screen before you with some of the things that we include in our life and annuity academies. We've been doing these now for 15, 18 years. I think in the industry they've become kind of recognized as one of the better ways to spend your time if what you're looking to do is grow your business. It's not really a one-on-one type of event. It's more of an advanced level sales and marketing academy. Do we talk a little bit about products? It would be kind of considered some basic one-on-one stuff, yes. But most of what we're doing there now is kind of, hey, you know products, you know how they work. What we need to do is help you get in front of more people, be more effective when you're in front of people, maybe get you into kind of some things that you need to know in advance from a compliance standpoint that you might want to have on your radar as well, and then offer some vendor opportunities, third-party vendors to get you in front of more clients. We'll talk a little bit about some of the opportunities. Many of our top producers, and we'll have 2 or 3 or 4 top producers at our academies and talking about what they're doing and how they're growing their business. So really it's a good opportunity to see and feel and meet some of the best things that we do here at IAMS to help you grow your business. So if you're looking for kind of a sales and marketing opportunity, I would ask you to take on that poll and put a yes. And then what will happen if you do that is you'll get a registration form. And it's by completing that registration form that we consider it will send you out an invite for our next academies. We have 2 yet before the year is ending. We have one that's here in Omaha, and that will be in September. And then we have one that will be over in Des Moines in the month of November. So if you want to be considered for attendance at either of those, fill out that, hit yes, fill out the registration form and send it back in. The registration form is literally name, address, phone number, and a little bit of basic information on your business. So I see that most people have voted. There's about 6 or 8 of you that have not. I'd ask you to quickly vote so we can get moved on, and do not, especially around academies, don't be afraid to put a no. We don't have any shortage of interest in academy attendees. I guess some of that I should mention as well. We do take care of your expenses for travel, so we will pay your travel. I will pay your hotel. We'll take care of your meals and things while you're there. So you won't have any out-of-pocket expenses associated with coming into an academy. You will be out of your office for 3 days. Generally, we bring you in on a Wednesday and have you headed back home by Friday. We go evening on Wednesday, all day Thursday, half a day Friday, and then get you back to the airport if need be, or get you back on your way home if you decided to drive. For those of you that will drive or would drive, potentially would drive, we will reimburse your travel expenses at the normal IRS rate. All right, we got one person that didn't want to vote on that, which is fine. If you're having trouble voting and you have interest in attending, give us a call here at the office, 1-800-255-5055. Ask for sales director, ask for registration form, and that will get you started down that path. I'm going to close that poll out. We'll get moving on down our road here as well. Most of our producers now do their applications on annuities and life via e-application. On the annuity side, most of that is done by Firelight. If you haven't tried Firelight, go on our website, register. It takes about 3 minutes. Go under email or e-apps, and the first link that you'll see there is register for Firelight, and that literally takes about 3 minutes. If you want assistance through that process, give your sales director a call, or really anybody here at the office can help you with that now, and you can get on the path to doing e-apps. With that, if you register on our website for it, then most of the carriers that you can do that use Firelight, in fact, I think all of them that use Firelight now, you can access via our website, so you don't have to go from website to website. There's some other advantage to that. If you're doing multiple apps on one client with multiple carriers, you can kind of do a cut and paste, so you don't have to re-enter information twice or 3 times. Many folks don't know, you can also, after you enter everything on the e-app platform, you can print it out, have your client sign it, and then upload it back into the e-app and take advantage of the speed that you'll see when you do business via e-app. And what I mean by that is that, unfortunately, as you can imagine right now, with annuity business being kind of up across the board, many carriers are a little bit backed up, but e-apps do get taken care of first, just because they're easier for the carriers. They upload them and they're off and running, usually within 24 hours, where a paper app might sit for 2 or 3 or 4 days before they even get their first really good solid look at it. So keep that in mind. We'd love to help you with that. If you need some assistance, by all means, give your sales director or anyone here at IAMS a call, and we can help you through that process. We got a great advertising team here. If you're not taking advantage of them, you should. They can help you build your image. Most of that, a lot of it, can get done pro bono, meaning that we take care of. We'll do it at our just using our time and expense. We won't charge you anything for it. Some of it can be done with your marketing reimbursement, or if you want to use your RPM dollars for that, you can as well. So it's a great way to help make sure that you're on track and doing things right to be settled in your area as the go-to person. If you want to talk about whether it's Social Security or whether you want to talk about Roth conversions, we've got a lot of good pieces that you can take advantage of that are available, and they're kind of already set up. We just need to put your information on it. We can do that rather easily. Retirement Analyzer, I keep this I keep this slide because I really think it's a great advantage you have if you're doing business with IAMS. You can take advantage of this at our expense. Call Marcus or shoot Marcus an email. It's marcus@iamsinc.com, MARCUS. I'll send you that in a chat here shortly, at iamsinc.com. and he'll be glad to get you out a link and you can look at it. Even if you haven't begun to do business with us lately, but you want to take a look at it, give Marcus a call and we'll make it available to you again at our expense for that first 30 days. Try it out, and then hopefully we get to where you're doing some business with us. So for those of you that are already doing business with us, that's great. Again, we take advantage of, we're going to help you take advantage of the Retirement Analyzer at our expense to save you out $70-80 a month. Got a great wealth management team. IAMS Wealth Management is here for you. If you're considering joining an RIA and you need one, we've got IAMS Wealth Management. If you have an RIA, not happy with them already, please, by all means, get in touch with us. We'd love to help you with your wealth management needs right now. I'm going to skip over that. And now we're going to talk about Social Security maximization with the coach. I see, Dave, you have joined us. Are you all audioed up? Maybe not. Probably not. Dave, if you think we can hear you, we can't. Just so you know, if you take us off mute, or if you're having trouble with audio, we'll see if we can't get you set up. And while Dave is getting set up, we will. It looks like he is having just a small issue here. While Dave is getting set up, I'll walk you through a couple of things I think it would be good for you to know about Dave. Dave has got multiple years in the business, started in the early 80s, so he's plus 40 years in the business. He has done 520, 530 plus client-facing seminars, and he has also been using radio as part of his business and marketing plan. Probably has 20 to 25 years in that. Most recently, probably last 3 or 4 years, now a little over 3 years, 3.5 years, he's been using Retirement Boss Radio, which I'm sure we'll have opportunity to talk about a little bit today, because I know on almost every segment of Retirement Boss Radio, he is talking about Social Security claiming, and a big part of his business as he's sought to get in front of new clientele. So no doubt it's been a big part of his business for years now, Retirement Boss Radio. And for the past 12 years, we've been using Social Security claiming. Dave has been using that as part of his growth plan and seminars, and we have been working together in promoting those Social Security seminars for about that time together. And there hasn't really been any better means that we've had in terms of seminars that has actually produced the results that we've seen with Social Security claiming seminars. And I think there's really 2 reasons for that. One, of course, is that I think Social Security seminars are, it's got a real time stamped, if you will. Almost everybody has concerns about their Social Security benefits, and that all hits them about the same time. Everybody starts thinking about it around age 60, so you can really mail and concentrate on that demographic when you're doing your mailing, which is a nice feature. And then, of course, beyond that, Social Security seminars are easier than many to talk about, because they really are kind of a learning approach. So I'm going to run through just the first couple of slides as Dave gets his system lined up, and keep us on track as much as I can. So obviously, one of the issues that many folks have is that most retirees don't get a lot of help on Social Security. There's a lot of availability out there for folks to be able to learn about Social Security. A lot of people think, well, I can get that from the Social Security Administration. We'll talk about that later, but that's not the case. And unfortunately, a lot of advisors are not well schooled enough, don't have enough information to give them proactive advice on Social Security. So unfortunately, most folks don't have the opportunity to tune in to good Social Security advice. So when you have that ability, when you can look around and find someone that can help you with that, whether it's because you saw an advertisement in the mail for a seminar, or an advertisement on Facebook for a seminar, or maybe you heard on the radio, hey, this is the guy that has some knowledge, can help me on my Social Security, you're going to kind of jump toward that if that's of interest to you. And of course, as we talked about earlier, it is one of those financial decisions that people have to make that is kind of time sensitive. It's kind of the demographic on it is relatively tight, so it's a little bit easier to advertise to as well. So, and when we talk about Social Security and what financial advisors can assist with, it's kind of a proven fact that most advisors do not have the level of expertise around Social Security that they need to be successful. And so what happens for a lot of folks is if they're looking for that advice and maybe they have a financial advisors that they normally work with, they just don't, and when they ask them the question, they don't get the right answers. And then so what are they left to do? They're left to seek another advisor. And there's a poll that was done, I think it was actually done by Jackson National. And what they learned is that when asked, about 80%, between 75 and 80% of folks agreed that they would change their advisor for knowledge on Social Security. You have to think about that for a second. If you're working with clientele right now and are unable to provide that advice, it's a scary thought that they might change and look for another advisor, or at least seek out the advice of another advisor, because they're looking for that Social Security information. And then when you couple that with the fact that if you have that advice and the ability to gain new clientele around Social Security advice, that is really kind of a key way to bring about some new relationships for yourself and our business. So this information came from Christy Bieber. This is a couple years old, but it said that Americans between the ages of 60 and 70 were asked 5 crucial questions about Social Security, and 1 in 300 was able to answer the question. And unfortunately, I think if you ask those same questions of financial advisors, what you would find is that probably somewhere around that same level, maybe a little bit higher. But if you asked these questions of 300 financial advisors, you might be surprised by how many would not be able to answer those questions. And maybe you're among that. Group. And so it's a great opportunity here today to get some real basic information on Social Security information. And then we'll also offer during the course of today's webinar the opportunity to have more information made available to you, whether you want to do that via offering seminars around Social Security claiming, Retirement Boss Radio, or if you just want to kind of do it on an a la carte basis with Dave. So lots of opportunities to do that. So just we'll run through a couple slides here. And Dave, I know I can see you're trying to get on. Maybe it's just a matter of your audio isn't working, but we've kind of started gone down the path and talked about the challenges of Social Security, and we're going to
Hi, Steve.
Questions. Hey, there he is.
And I'm very sorry. I just got done with the appointment, so sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. I saw you trying to get in there earlier, and I knew we were having a little bit of a technical difficulty as well. So we're a little bit down the path. If you want to start I'll give you the screen, and you can start the quiz. We kind of talked about the opportunity and the challenge of Social Security claiming, and we're going to go through the 5 basic things now that a lot of people focus and struggle with, and see if we can help some of our attendees get a little bit better on Social Security knowledge.
Thank you. And again, I apologize to everyone. We got a good amount of folks on our webinar today talking about Social Security, maybe how that can help your business. In fact, I just got out of a Social Security presentation with a lady that had in other brokerage accounts, and she's very unhappy with how much the money has gone down in value. And interestingly enough, she had a smaller amount that was in a fixed indexed that she was very happy with, but her advisor, that agent, retired, and she says to me, can we do this kind of investment with some of this money? I said, absolutely, we can. And we talked about Social Security too, which is interesting. So my name is Dave Pemper. I've been in the business for 41 years, so that's quite a while. I'm getting up in age a little bit, but I've I've seen a lot of things that helps advisors. I've seen a lot of things that hurts advisors and agents in the business. But Social Security is one of those unique platforms that most advisors, whether it be insurance agents, whether it be Series 7 stockbrokers, whether it be RIAs, most advisors, only about 1 in 20 or even 1 in 25, really understand Social Security benefits. So what we're going to do today, and we're going to be done at about 10 till, about, it's not going to be any longer than 30 minutes or 25 to 30 minutes today, but just talking about Social Security, some of the ins and outs of Social Security. I'm going to coach you up a little bit, but also maybe how it can help your practice by understanding Social Security. If you have questions, certainly type them in. I will be more than happy to help you with that. So let's take a quiz. Let's go back to school real quick here. And so I want you to answer those 5 questions on Social Security just to see kind of what your current knowledge is. So the first question is, to maximize your monthly Social Security checks, at what age must you claim benefits? To maximize your monthly Social Security checks, at what age must you claim your benefit? And this is if say you're a single person. What is the age? Well, please write it down. Answer is not full retirement age, but the answer is 70. Okay? At what age must you claim, to maximize your monthly Social Security, at what age must you claim benefits? So what happens is that, let me go back on this real quick here. Hold on just for a sec. I'm going to go back on that. Hold on. I got it here, Steve. Oh, did I go all the way back? Sorry. I'm sorry on this, folks. Okay. Go back on this. So this is, I want to see here what I started. Yeah, okay, I want to make sure on that. Yeah, it's age 70. It's not full retirement age. You get your full benefit at full retirement age. You do not get the full benefit until, at 70, you get delayed retirement credits. Those are the guaranteed 8%. So the correct answer here is 70. It is not full retirement age. Just want to make sure you know that. Second question. What's the earliest age you can receive survivor's benefits if you're not disabled? Second question, what's the earliest age you can receive survivor's benefits if you're not disabled? Here we go. 60. 28.5% discount, but you can take as early as 60. Does your spouse need to receive benefits for you to qualify for spousal benefits? Yes or no? Does your spouse need to receive benefits for you to qualify for spousal benefits? Yay or nay? Here we go. Yeah, they do. Can't get a spousal benefit unless the one you're taking from has claimed. Question 4, can divorced spouses receive spousal benefits? How about that? Can divorced spouses receive spousal benefits? Yes or no? Yeah, they can. Now, if there's 4 stipulations that are met, and you got to guess 2 of the 4 to get this question right. Got to guess 2 of the 4. So first of all, here's what has to happen. Your marriage had to last 10 consecutive years. Second, you're currently unmarried. The one claiming the benefit is unmarried. The X is at least 62. Divorce was 2 years ago or longer. Now, all 4 of those have to line up to be able to have your spouse as if you're still married to them. But you only need 2 of those to get the question right. And why is that important? Because married couples have many more options. Doesn't always help you, but many times it does. Last question, are you eligible for survivor's benefits if you're divorced? Are you eligible for survivor's benefits if you are divorced? Well, I'll tell you right now. Yay or nay? Yes, you are. So there's, divorce benefits, survivor's benefits, and again, if those 4 stipulations which we went through. So you go in and you look, how did you do on this? I mean, out of 5 questions, did you get 1 right, 2 right? Because one of the reasons for this webinar is I want to let you know that we do coaching. And the coaching that we do, that I do, is all through Insurance Agency Marketing Services. So Steve Murray, who is the CEO and president of Insurance Agency Marketing Services, been around since 1986, is privately owned, no venture capital money. It's owned in half by Steve and by Charles Hiring. What happens is that I coach for IAMS, and it's proprietary. I don't coach for any other FMOs, and there isn't. We do a lot of Social Security web seminars, and as any marketing, the only guarantee that we have is that we guarantee that 35 people will sign up, but for $2,750, which is the cost of getting the people there, the marketing, you get coached up on Social Security. 3 coaching sessions does not cost you a penny, as long as you're marketing. Steve Murray, IAMS, they pay for every bit of that coaching to me, because they know the more you know about Social Security, really, truly, the higher your production probably will be. There's also something called Retirement Boss Radio. That's where this lady that just came in, she came in, had Social Security questions, but also, has about $450,000 that she's looking at investing. So in Retirement Boss Radio, I mean, depending on the town or city you're in, but it's going to run, $3,000 to $4,000 a month, but you're on the radio every single. We had 2 appointments from last week. We've been averaging 2 or 3 appointments. I mean, hopefully get 10 appointments or more in any given month from radio. So that's available. You're coached up on Social Security there. And then lastly, if you just want to a la carte it, don't want any kind of marketing, for $800, you get 4 sessions. And on all of those, you can use me down the road, not just through coaching, but anytime that you want to with questions when it revolves around Social Security. So it just really a neat resource when it comes to Social Security claiming. How important is Social Security? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's very important. 59% of all Americans consider it to be the major source of income. Is that wild? This is also amazing. This is from Janet Herron from 3 years ago from USA Today. Doing this one thing with your Social Security can mean losing $100,000 in retirement. So the bullet point 1 is, how much does claiming Social Security at the wrong time cost you? Bullet point 2, retirees will lose an average of $111,000 in income per household over their lifetime. Why? Because they took Social Security benefits at the wrong time. And get a load of bullet point 3. Overall, only 4% of all the retirees in the U.S. took Social Security at the financially optimal age. Only 4%. That means 96% did not. So just kind of a stroll down memory lane. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, started the act, part of the New Deal in 1935. First check issued in 1940. 65 was the only age you could take. Couldn't take early, couldn't wait late. And still, the average age of longevity then was 62, and they paid you at 65. So actuarially, it was great for the government. Not as much today. About 3 people working for every retired. In 61, they lowered the benefits. Cost of living started in 75. How much was the cost of living this year? 5.9%, and will probably be higher at a 40-year high next year. First taxation was in 83. The higher taxation was in 93, up to 85% by Bill Clinton. Last time there's been major reform was the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015, when they did away, phased out, file and suspend over 6 months, and restricted application over 8 years. We still have about a year and a half of restricted application that could be available to folks. If you ask just in simplistic, how does Social Security work? I think there's 3 ages or dates that are important. And I did put this presentation together. Those are the actual slides, my seminar slides. And if you coach with me, we're coaching through those slides. I go much slower. We role play. I do all the innuendos and kind of detours of Social Security. What's the earliest you can take Social Security? 62. What's the latest that you want to take by, or you just lose the benefit? Age 70. Those are 8 years. And the benefit in the middle is your full retirement age, 66 or 67, depending on when you're born. If you take earlier than full retirement age, what's the good thing? You get the benefit now. What's the bad thing? It's reduced for your lifetime. How about if you wait longer? What's the good thing? Your benefit's bigger. What's the bad thing? You don't get the benefit until you turn it on. There's a lot of things that come into play with Social Security. You know, how long you think you'll live. What's your health like? Hello?
There. Now I can hear
Gosh,
you.
I'm sorry, Steve. You know what? When you hit the wrong button, you are done dealing. So I apologize about that.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, but going on, my bad. Going on to Social Security 101, that's just the basics. If you take early, it's reduced, but you get it now. If you wait longer, it's increased, but you're not getting a benefit. You got to take sometime between 62 and 70. Yeah, so that's the basics of Social Security claiming, okay? Now, let's go into kind of some more of the specifics. I will say this also. If you know the individual benefit, the spousal benefit, divorce, survivor, restricted, I mean, those 4 things, you're going to answer 85-90% of all the questions you have. It says Social Security can have a huge value. It can have a huge value if you claim at your right time. And I always say not at the right time or a right time, but claim at your right time. It's extremely important. Claiming at your right time. And that's what a lot of people do not do. We ran a decrease last year, first time since 1983. First time in almost 39 years, we lost $56 billion. Other than that, the trust fund has always had an increase. Well, now the roll starts. Because why did it have a decrease? Most likely the pandemic. A lot of people went on in and retired in that time period. So there's about 1.1 million of revenues. Expenses were 1.144. The trust fund balance is about 2.85 trillion. But it will, with all the baby boomers and those big money coming out because of Social Security on the benefit, it is going to bankrupt the trust fund by about year 2034 or 2035, depending on a couple factors. But there's going to be changes before that. I can almost assure you that. But there's different ways we can do to firm up the trust fund. One way is to tax more. One way, just think about it. Full retirement age was 65, 85 years ago, and now it's just 67. The age has gone up 20 years, but full retirement age has only gone up 2 years. So you could certainly raise that. Don't affect the people retiring now, but the younger folks. You could tax above the 147 cap on Social Security, but I'm not in favor of that. Hopefully there'll be some type of compromise between the two camps on this. But they're going to do something to revive it for sure. So here's some facts about Social Security. Is it a pay-as-you-go system? Yeah, payroll taxes pays for 90%. 90% of all the money that goes in the trust fund each year is paid by payroll taxes. The 6.2% the employee pays, the 6.2% the employer pays. That 12.4% or $12,400 bucks per 100,000 made. That's what funds Social Security, the trust fund. Okay. Now, interesting enough, if the trust fund was gone, there's still this 6.2% coming in on both sides, employer, over 12%. That would fund about 80% of your benefit if the trust fund was gone. The trust fund is only there if there isn't enough money by the payroll taxes to pay for it. So that's why it hasn't been going down, and it hasn't but it was the first time last year in 39 years. Does the U.S. borrow against the trust fund? They do, and there isn't. It used to be all government bonds, special issue government bonds, but the United States has borrowed against those or sold those out, but they issue IOUs. So it's the full faith and credit of the government. There's not a hard asset there now. Is it a Ponzi scheme? Absolutely not. They've never missed or not paid for a benefit. You need 40 quarters of coverage. So each one of those credits are income of $1,510 or $6,040 in a year's time. You need 10 years of credits. 4 quarters times 10 years, 40 quarters. They take a look at your earnings over your working career. The more you make, up to a point, the more you're going to get. And when do you start? Is it discounted or is it increased? So they take your 35 highest inflation-adjusted earnings and they average those. So even though back in the 80s you might have made 25, 28,000, doesn't sound like much now. Back then you might have been towards maxing out your benefit. And don't forget of how important COLA is. We've had a low cost of living for years, but this year it was 5.9, and I bet it's going to be higher next year, maybe 8 to 9%. There's only been 3 years there hasn't been a cost of living increase: 2010, 2011, 2016. Don't you love that dog? Yeah, he's celebrating his first birthday. Full retirement age, FRA, acronym. If you're born from 43 to 1954, it's 66. I was born in 55, 66 years and 2 months. If you're born in 56, 4 months. All the way ratchets up to 1960 or later, age 67. Baby born today in the hospital, full retirement age for Social Security, 67. So if you take early, it's going to be reduced. You get the benefit now, but it's reduced. Depending on your full retirement age, it's reduced at 62, it's reduced anywhere from 25 to 30%. Anywhere from 25 to 30%. The longer you wait, the more it grows. It's called an actuarial reduction if you take early. How about if you wait longer than full retirement age? Except for the first year at 67, it's guaranteed to grow 8% a year. 8% a year. Guaranteed. Just to let you know how powerful that is. I have about a $3,000 full retirement benefit. Been a pretty good wage earner in my life, so about $3,000. Last year, between my guaranteed, it grows 8% a year and 5.9% inflation. That $3,000 benefit grew over $400. And if we have 8 or 9%, it's going to grow over $450. You get like mini pensions every single year. Big part of that is if you can delay yours and let it grow. Always worthwhile to do it? No, not at all. May need the money. Your health might be bad. DNA in your family's bad, but boy, growing 8% guaranteed is a lot. And then when you throw cost of living, especially with the higher inflationary time period we're in right now. So let's go through spousal benefit. And I'm going to say something about the individual benefit that we went through. Does it have to be asked for? Of course. The Social Security Administration are not mind readers. They don't know when you want to take, so it has to be asked for. How about Social Security benefit? Automatic, or does it have to be asked for? This one's automatic. It's called the deeming rule. They'll look at your own benefit and the spousal benefit, which whatever higher, automatically you'll get it. I verify it, but it's done automatically. So let's say Dave's PIA stands for primary insurance amount. The amount that you get at full retirement age is $2,400. Amy's primary insurance amount is $1,000. Dave takes his, Amy takes hers. Dave gets the $2,400. Amy has the option. She can take all of hers, $1,000, or half a day's, $1,200, which is higher. Half a day's by $200. And how it looks in Social Security eyes, Amy is taking $1,000 of hers, and then she's going in and she's getting $200 of a spousal top-up. That's the basics of spousal benefit. Survivor benefit. Have to ask for it, done automatically. What do you think? If you said done automatically, you're wrong. It has to be asked for. It's biblical. You have to ask to receive. So in this hypothetical, Dave and Amy are both married, both over full retirement age, so there's no discounting. Dave's benefits $2,000, Amy's benefits $1,200. As happens 75% of the time, the guy dies first. Amy has the option. She can take her benefit, or she can drop hers and take Dave's benefit. She cannot take them both. what is she going to do to maximize her benefit? She drops her benefit and she gets Dave. She gets an extra $200 or $800 from $1,200 to $2,000. If you don't ask for it, you don't get it. Also, there are file and suspend went away in 2016 from the 2015 Budget Act. But what happens is there's still a file and suspend on survivor benefit. So you can file for the widow's benefit and let yours grow all the way to 70. In fact, the gal I was with right now, she has her husband's benefit, about $1,450, her divorced husband. And, that was on a spousal benefit. That was on survivor. So it was a little bit different. Yeah. But on a survivor benefit, she's able to go on in, and then she can go in and take, on this scenario, she could take the widow's benefit and let hers grow and grow and grow and grow, and hers is going to grow over the 2,000 and turn hers on later. So we can certainly look at the file and suspend with survivor. Okay? If you have any questions whatsoever, certainly type it in, okay? And I'll answer it for you. A divorced spouse benefit. So the marriage lasted for 10 years or more continuously. Currently unmarried. The ex can be married, but you are currently unmarried. Ex has to be at least 62. Divorce was 2 years ago or longer. If all those 4 moons and stars line up for you, you can go in and use your spouse as if your ex, as if you're still married to him. Yeah, pretty cool. There's a lot more benefits for married couples than there is single. Coordinating spouse benefit, the only one that's left is restricted. But here's the catch. You got to be born before January 2nd of 1954. Got to be born before January 2nd of 1954. That means you're 68 years and 7 months old right now, and it only goes up to 70. So there's about a year and a half left. But what's really cool about this, it is one of the neat things. If you are born before January 2nd of 54, and this is the scenario, Dave's primary insurance amount is $2,400 and Amy's is $1,000. Amy has to take her benefit. Okay. So she gets $1,000. Dave can restrict his application, meaning he can grow the 8% delayed retirement credit as at the same time getting a spousal benefit of $500, which is always half of the spouse. Half of $1,000 is $500. He gets to take his $500. That's free money. That's $6,000 a year. Free money. So if you can have $6,000 a year, $3,000 a year, $10,000, $9,000 a year, yeah, that's what's left. Then it's going to go away. There won't be any more restricted. But once in a while, I'll run across someone who this could really help, called restricted application. So when you're looking here, what Social Security personnel can and cannot do, you know what they can't do when you go to the Social Security office or you talk to them on the phone or over the internet? They cannot give you advice on when to take. They can give your highest value right now, but they cannot give you advice on when to take. Well, I will tell you something. That's why most people go to the Social Security Administration, because they want the advice. They can't give it. They cannot go on in and give you advice. It's your highest benefit. Who gives you advice? We do. The advisor can. This comes right from their manual. If you're an employee, look at this. Provide enough information so that claimants can make informed choices, but don't give advice. Wow. I never knew that when I started 11 years ago in Social Security. But that's why we play such an important role. So I always say consider all your income streams before you claim Social Security. It's not a standalone income stream. There's 5 pillars of income. I think it's the most flexible of all of them. You want to claim at your right time, not the right time. And when you're looking at the break even, don't forget about the survivor's benefits. It's a big deal. Here are those 5 pillars of income. Wages, pensions, income producing assets, RMDs at 72, traditionals, and social. It's how I always say social is the worst water cooler talk there is. Hey, Dave, I took it 62 and you should too. Hey, Dave, I took it 70 and you should too. That's like saying, hey, Dave, I love the color violet and you should too. Depends on the person. But the money number here is number 3. I uncover all 401ks, IRAs, any kind of investments, Roths, cash value, real estate. I get it right here to see if there's something I can work with. So this is a lot to decide when you're thinking about claiming your own benefits, spousal, coordinating, survivor, divorce. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Thinking about it, what's your health like? Where's your expenses are? What do you want your lifestyle to be? That all comes into play when deciding whether to take Social Security. Remember I said there's 3 different ways? Yeah. Seminar marketing, $2,750. IAMS pays me to coach you up on Social Security, 3 sessions. You can use me anytime you want to on all of those. Once we're done coaching, you can call me, email me. I'm at your disposal within reason. Retirement Boss Radio, proprietary product, marketing product to IAMS. I head it up. I put it together. And I've had extremely good success. And so have some other people that are using it right now. But I coach you up with 4 sessions. And the normal cost for a monthly for an hour on radio, it's a recorded show with a co-host, get all the show notes, I mean, everything. Yeah, it's $3,000 to $4,000 a month, not any more than a dinner workshop. So, but it's just another way to market that then you get educated up on Social Security through that. So there's an old saying. It says, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. It never comes. If you heard something today that you say, look, I think I need to talk to Dave Pemper. I need to find a little more about maybe if I need to go in and learn something on Social Security. Or you're trying to get in front of more people from one of the marketing ways. Social Security, you got not just 10, 11,000 turning 65 every day, but they're turning 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. You got 100,000 people a day rolling over those company retirement plans or the opportunity to do that. What a deal. So what I'm going to do is turn this over to Steve. Thank you for putting the poll up. If you mark yes on that poll, Brady Pelzer will call you here shortly. If you mark yes, take the call. I mean, Brady's busy, you're busy. Take the call, and then he's got my calendar with 15, 20-minute phone conversation, talking, just kind of what you're doing right now, as far as prospecting, what you're doing, advertising, marketing, how Social Security could, understanding that could really raise your level of production. A lot of people don't get into Social Security because they can't see how they can make money from it. But believe me, that education, that information you can give your prospective client is golden. And I asked her, she wasn't talking to an Edward Jones guy, and I said, what does he know about Social Security? Actually, the dad didn't either, but the son took over. The son's like 32 years old. She said he's never once had an answer for her, when she's asked Social Security questions, and I have a chance to work with that 400,000. Not saying I'm going to get it, but I think that I will. So, Steve, what questions do we have before we close this down today?
Laura asks, besides coaching, is there a reference book to Social Security claiming that you refer to, or is there a book that you might recommend that they could use for a reference book when questions come up?
Yeah, there is. There's a great book. I don't name the name of the book until people start coaching with me, but it's the Bible of Social Security, and it's his 25th edition, and he does just a great job. And in fact, Steve, you know this. I read that book every January, cover to cover, and I've done it for 11 years now. It's a very, very good book. It's been updated since the Bipartisan Budget Act of which has been the last major reform of 2015. But if we talk about spousal benefits, you'll go into that book and read about spousal. If we're talking about individual, you have individual benefit. So history has a great chapter on history of Social Security. So yeah, it's a $20 book from Amazon. So it's a very good resource when I'm coaching people.
Good. Talk about your availability, Dave, too, to answer ongoing questions regarding Social Security when you work with someone.
I always say, use me, don't abuse me, because not every day, but every week for sure. I have an agent that I've coached. You have availability to me through email. You can call me if I'm in an appointment or in a webinar or some kind of with IAMS, I certainly will call you right back. But I will tell you this: having that availability is. I just got done coaching for 4 sessions. It was $800. It was one of the people from the broker dealer, my broker dealer. They wanted me to kind of keynote speak on a breakout session, and he just said this was just been great, Dave. One of the great things too is you're available with my Social Security questions in the future, and as long as you're contracted through IAMS, yeah, then I'll tell you right now, you've got availability to myself at any time you want it.
Perfect. So let me get the name here. Scott asked, do you use mailers for in-person seminars? If so, what is your mailing cost?
We did forever, and then we started using Facebook. And I'll tell you right now, it's strictly Facebook. It's more cost effective, and we have found that the effectiveness is very good. It's not quite as sticky as mailers, but it's certainly offset by the lesser cost. That's how we can do it for $2,750. Guaranteed 35 signups. A guaranteed 35 signups. So there's another. There isn't a question on here, Steve. I'm just viewing them, but one of the earlier webinars we had last week, they asked about, do you make the follow-up calls? We don't. You do that there, get somebody to do it, but you want to call the person right after they sign up, get an email out to them, tell them where it's at, directions, call them the day before. And that's all kind of on your shoulders, and it's better that you do it. But it'll take you an hour and a half to make those calls or leave messages. But we have a system. The system does work. Is it perfect? No. No marketing system is perfect. I mean, if you're married, no wife or husband is perfect. That doesn't mean you don't get married. That doesn't mean you don't do the marketing. So what happens with us is Social Security is a hot subject. I took a break over summer. Not everybody does. And I'm going back in September, October, November, December. December's a little tricky because you got to do it early, but I'm going in every single month and doing Social Security. People are just, we've had very good attendance, and I'll tell you right now, when people come on in, you're talking to the age group that has that rollover 401k money, just like the gal, why I was a little bit late today, that, she's working for the company and she's retiring within a year, and she's just concerned about where the market is, but she wanted her Social Security questions answered. What a perfect fit for an advisor like myself and yourself.
Perfect. Sharon, you might want to clarify. Sharon asks a question, can I get a recording of the seminar? Sharon, if you are asking about today's webinar, that will follow shortly. And you can always look them up. In fact, before we leave here, I'll point you to where you can see them on our website as well. You can go back and look at previous ones. But if you're asking about a recording of the actual Social Security seminar, Dave, you want to give her how that works?
Say that again, Steve.
Sharon, I think she's asking, do you have a recording of one of your Social Security seminars? So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if you're coaching with me, you don't get it, because it's part of the coaching package, but it isn't just a recording. IAMS came in with a professional crew to go in and to record one of my recent Social Security seminars. You get to see that that complete. It's like an hour and 5 minutes, and it gives you just some people use my same story. Some people, they like my closing. But when we're coaching, we go through all of that. And I'll tell you right now, if you're in front of enough people, in front of enough appointments day in and day out, then that's another matter. But if you're looking for more appointments, you could go out, and there are companies out there where you can buy appointments. They'll preset them for you. But I'll tell you, when you're actually the one that's doing it, and when you come in, like today, the gal said, you sound just like yourself on radio. Should I listen to you every on Boomer Radio, every Saturday morning I listen to you, and that's gratifying. But what happens is you've already built credibility. Same thing happens from seminars. You're the person up there. You're educating them. So when you come in, part of that ice is already broke. So we like you to go in and to do that yourself, even making those call back to the people. I do it sometimes just so they hear my voice and they know that I'm the person that's running the show.
Good. A lot of good questions here today as well, Dave. So you talked about 35 registrants, so you might want to talk about the venues and how many people you actually get in front of, and how the the seminar cost includes that training and the assistance on
Yep.
Social Security
Yep.
seminars. There's some
Yep.
confusion.
You bet. Yep. I can see why. You get the presentation. Part of it you saw today, but there's 44 slides. You get 3 coachings from me that is paid for by IAMS. You do not. It's all part of the $2,750. You go in and you get Lynn Feldhauser in our office, one of our 3 administrators. She's one of our marketing managers too. She handles everything inside. So you got a person, and if you're unhappy in any way, call me. I mean, I'm very available, but she's very, very good at what she does. And then what happens is the one thing you got to do is go out and find the venue. So hopefully a library, could be a school, but we like an educational setting. Could be a municipal room, retirement, could be community hall, but that's where you have the actual workshop at. And the thing about this is that it is a hot subject. People they just don't have background. You don't learn about Social Security claiming in elementary, middle school, or high school, or college. I mean, most people just don't have a clue about Social Security claiming. Sad to say, and I do a lot of reading. I've been in business for 41 years, but 11 years ago, I'd been in the business for 30 years. How much did I know about Social Security claiming? Virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. I had tons of questions my way. I was just referring them on out. But now I don't. Now I can handle those questions, and I handle the money. They do business with me also. So I'll tell you right now, if you want to get coached up, there's not another that I know of, another FMO that has availability 3 ways. 2 of the ways are paid for by IAMS through marketing programs that you can get coached up on Social Security claiming.
That's really a great benefit for sure. So there's a couple people that haven't voted. If you can vote for me really quick, and then we're going to go. I've had some questions regarding a pod. So somebody wants to listen to a podcast of your radio show, Dave, and I don't know where those. I know that they're available on your website. Are they available? Like, can you go to iTunes or something and get your podcast for your radio shows? Or do you
There are some on iTunes. There are some on iTunes also. But the easiest way is just to go to www.retirementbossradio.com. www.retirementbossradio.com. We update those every week. So those are the most current, and it gives you a white sheet, a white paper, so FAQs about Retirement Boss Radio. So it's our website. We put that up. So it's just kind of good propaganda if you're thinking about getting into radio.
You betcha. I think we got one person that hasn't voted. We had the same problem before when we were voting, so I think I'm going to assume that you are unable to vote. So if you have a question or you would like to have a call with Dave, just give me a call here at the office, 800-255-5055, and I am going to go to. We'll start with Retirement Boss Radio really quick. I have to close that poll out so you can all see it. There we go. There's Retirement Boss Radio, www.retirementbossradio.com. Down here at the bottom, if you want to actually listen to.
I don't see it, Steve.
Oh, it didn't pop up. Did the poll? Is the poll
pop
still
up
up
for me? Yeah, poll's still up. Yep.
Okay, let's see what's on the audience view.
Hey, Steve, and I am going to have to scoot here just in a sec because I'm actually coaching somebody on Social Security, Mr. Brent. So, yeah, but I for some reason I'm still up on that poll screen.
Got it. It may not allow me for whatever reason to do that. Let me look and see what's sharing, but I'll give the people the quick on that. Good luck on your coaching with Brent. And,
thank you much. And thank you everybody for being on. Steve will finish it on out. I hope we can talk to a lot of you and get you excited about Social Security claiming. Thank you. Just hang on. Steve's trying to get that screenshot up. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody. Hey, so I'm going to look at what your view is again and see if it has changed. Yeah, it doesn't look like it wants to do that. I'll change the presenter to me here really quick. And if that doesn't fix it, it's probably because it can't be fixed. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't want to go back. So just if you want to see the or hear listen to a podcast of the radio show, do go to that www.retirementbossradio.com, and you have to go down to the bottom and you can see all of Dave's shows there. Here, I'm sorry, hear all of Dave's shows there. If you want to go and listen to past webinars, whether it's this one or one that we did a week ago or any of our webinars, you're going to find those at www.iamsinc.com. You go there, go up to the top, you can see the little YouTube logo up there in the upper right-hand corner. You push on that, and basically what you'll see is a listing of all of our webinars that we've done. And you find some good stuff there. Some are little 15-minute deals, and some are like this one going to be a little bit longer. But all of them, you can kind of scroll through and get to the parts that you want to listen to if you want to listen to something over again. So sorry for the little technical difficulty there. I'm not sure why it wouldn't change off the poll. That happens from time to time. It's technology at its best, but whatever we can do to help you here at IAMS, that's what we're here to do. Our number, as you have heard a couple times, is 800-255-5055. My name is Steve Murray. If you have any questions, you can certainly ask for me directly, ask for your sales director. And you know that anybody that's joined us on webinars or has been to one of our training events, we have kind of a special place in our heart for you folks because we know that you're trying to do what you need to do to grow your business. And so we're all about helping you do that. And so give us a call. Let us know what we can do to help you, whether you're looking for lead systems or appointment setting or looking to increase uh, your notoriety in your area through radio or get more appointments via radio or seminars. There's a lot of different ways that we can help you, and that's what we're here for. And we can do it A to Z with everything that you need to know to be successful all in one spot. So give us a call here at the office. It's 800-255-5055. When you call, you can ask for me. Again, Steve Murray. Ask for your sales director or anyone at the office. As you know, when you call IAMS, you're going to get a live body on the other end of the line, and that should be within a couple, 3 rings, and we're here to help you. So give us a call. We appreciate you joining us here this morning. Thank you for your patience through little technical glitches that we had along the way, and look forward to helping you grow your business. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.